All right, so I went back and forth on making this video for a while, but I figured, hey, if it helps someone get out there and have a good session, fuck it, it's worth putting out into the world. So the wind picks up, and I obviously get the mandatory text from John saying he wants to go kite, but this time he says he's got a bit of a crazy idea. He says it's an extra hour boat ride each way, but he found this spot called the Breach where the ocean broke through the barrier islands and created this kind of huge flat water inlet that looked perfect for kiting, and he wanted to go check it out. If there's anything I've learned in all these years, it's definitely say yes to all of John's crazy ideas. So 45 minutes later, I've got a bit of a headache from repeatedly slamming into the chop, and I'm starting to wonder if this is one of those not so good ideas. Then things take a turn for the worse. We just full speed slam into the bottom of the bay, and the water just turns out to be way too shallow to get anywhere near the breach. So we throw our gear overboard and we start making trips back and forth from the boat to this tiny nearby island, and we're just kind of hoping we can get a session in there and salvage the day. Then we start to realize this is actually a pretty sick setup. There's a really cool sandbar shooting off to the east that's just perfectly blocking the wind and creating this shallow water butterflat spot just south of the island. And just out of the blue, we had one of the best sessions of the year. So yeah, after the fact, I looked it up. This turns out to be an island called John Boyle Island. It's really a perfect setup. There's a small little beach there that fits 2 to 4 kites perfectly. And then there's this nice sandbar shooting out from the beach to the east that just perfectly blocks the wind and creates this super shallow butterflat spot right on the south side of the island. North wind is a little bit gusty, so we had to manage those gusts as we were going, but otherwise the water conditions were perfect. And the water is shallow enough, you're riding offshore in this north wind condition, but with shallow water, if something goes wrong with your kite, you can kind of always gather your stuff and walk back to the beach. I think south would be interesting to try. It'd be much less gusty wind, but the water on the north side of the island was all much deeper, so you would need a boat on that side for someone to go pick you up if you got into any kind of trouble. Otherwise, you'd end up on the south shore of Long Island. So I hope someone sees this video and gets inspired to go session there. If you'd like to, give me a thumbs up. If you've got any thoughts, feedback for future videos, throw them in the comments down below. And thanks for watching.